Welcome to the Bookers Alliance podcast, where we hold the pencil and the pencil is power. Coming at you right now is your host, Marky Mark, along with the man, the myth, the legend, Frank Donaldson. Join us as we discuss the ever-changing landscape of professional wrestling. So hang on tight, you jabronis, and enjoy the ride. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you for joining today's episode of the Bookers Alliance podcast. Come on inside the house, bring yourself up a ringside seat, get your popcorn, your soda, your whiskey, get everything you need. Because, man, WWE, we got to stop the stream.
Yeah, I was going to say, so don't get your whiskey, don't get your popcorn, don't get any of that, because you can't afford that shit no more.
Can't afford it no more.
Right, so I need you to go get some tap water and some rabbit ears for your TV and hope like hell you could get a little bit of squiggly signal on the paper. Remember when you were a little guy and you were watching TV late at night, you wasn't really supposed to be?
Yep.
And a little something came on TV and it was in the squiggly lines, but yet you knew what you saw when you saw it.
Yep.
Well, that's going to be us coming up here soon, because I feel like the Bookers Alliance is going to be watching a whole lot of squiggly line pay-per-views coming up here soon.
Yes.
And yeah, we're not calling them PLEs no more. We're damn sure calling them pay-per-views, because WWE said we got to pay.
So if you don't know what we mean, then might I just tell you, da-na-na, da-na-na, we are now... we're going to have to be proud subscribers of ESPN.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't even want to talk about it right now. We're going to. I got to get my head wrapped around it.
Seems to be a touchy subject.
This news released, a couple hours ago? I mean, so I haven't even really had time to digest it. I haven't even gotten a chance to look through my finances to see if I'm going to be able to swing this new venture here.
Yeah,
so we're going to talk about it when we get to that later.
We'll table that for now.
Can't do it.
Table it for now. But let's talk about what went down this weekend as we landed up in New Jersey over in MetLife Stadium for a two-night SummerSlam event.
Oh, yeah. They loaded it up, too. I mean, they had a night, and it happened. And I mean,
say it happened.
Yeah, we were there.
Did it happen? I mean,
we were there.
Did anything happen?
We watched. We experienced it. Okay.
Yeah, that was.
And then they had another night, and I was like, oh, okay. So y'all like saved it. Y'all like the first night was like a teaser for here's what it could have been, and then the second night is here's what it is.
Who was that pop song? Who was the pop singer that sang "Save the Best for Last"?
Then Vanessa Williams.
Vanessa Williams.
Oh yeah,
that's what the WWE did. They
you
saved
go
the best.
And save
oh Lord,
here the best for last.
Sorry about that, folks.
We need to get a sponsor here.
Yeah, let's get into the sponsor. Let's sponsor this week Woodinville Straight Bourbon Whiskey. We are sipping on 117.20 proof.
That's the scissor right there. That's the real scissor.
So hold on to your belts, everybody, because it's going to be a good one.
Let's see how this goes.
Ooh. Ooh, that's hot. That's got some good flavor.
Yeah, it's in my nose now. It's getting to the back of my mouth. That's one of those lingering. It didn't hit me right away. Then I took that deep breath right after it to get that flavor and get
ethanol fumes.
Yeah, then I realized why they called it wooden, and I'm like, oh, okay.
So you get the first three letters is woo.
Uh-huh.
All right, so let's talk about SummerSlam. As Trick said, let's talk about
it.
Night one.
Let's not talk about
it.
Let's just say, titles change hands and things happen. Let's move on.
So let's actually talk about the last match. Let's talk about Punk versus Gunther. We're not knocking everything that happened night one, but at the same time, night one just seemed like it drug. Like it was just, I don't know what. I don't know if it was the pacing. Like the opening tag match just seemed like it took too long. Charlotte and Lexi's match seemed like it took too long.
That was the second match. So
that was the second match.
First two matches in, I was like, good. So, I mean, we might as well get into the Roman match, right? Because, I mean, he opened the show. He opened the weekend. And, hell, I mean, so for the first 10 minutes of the long-ass match, it felt like he wasn't even invested in it. They kept doing the off-the-ring spots and the miss-the-tag spots. And I mean, God, Roman's already working a part-time schedule. I don't need him to work part-time matches too.
Match.
Right? We don't clock in at the third hour. Hell, we got to start off hot.
Yeah, so I mean, I had in no way, shape, or form did I think that the Bronze were going to go over.
No, especially not with the leader out. And
Yeah,
I mean,
there was no way me seeing them go over. So I mean, the result was expected result, but at the same time, it took forever to get there. And then with Lexi,
took the long way around. They weren't in a rush. But spot of the match, right? Air Roman.
Yeah,
Air Roman had his crispy new fresh Air Jordans on, and apparently he ain't broke them jokers in before the match came out because the air bubble in the bottom of them things must have been on full blast because Roman decided he wanted to take flight and do a plancha. And Roman Planchador, he planted his ass right on the concrete because he overshot everybody.
You know what happens when you get them new shoes when you're a little kid and you think, hey, I'm like 3 foot tall, but I'm gonna dunk on a 10-foot goal.
Yeah,
that's what Roman just jumped and he was like, damn, I'm first row.
That's how they marketed the shoes back in the day. Was you could jump like Jordan if you got these shoes, so you had to have some Jordan.
Had to have some Jordans.
And I guess Roman said, hey, I'm gonna market my shoes the same way because I'm gonna show you could jump like Roman and pull an old school Undertaker on him and jump over everybody. We just gonna miss them all.
At least he didn't clip the rope.
I mean, had he
got over the rope.
Had he clipped the rope, he may have unalived. So I mean, luckily it ended the way it did, and we walked away with no scathing injuries. But whew.
Yeah, that was something. That was something to behold.
But he should have pump them brakes a little bit, get a little. Now Roman been gone for a while. Rumor was he was out there making them babies. It turns out Roman said he wasn't making them babies, but maybe he should have been making because that boy got a little too much testosterone built up down there right now.
You need to blow off some steam.
Yeah,
bro.
be jumping up like that. Hell, that means you need to relax, brother.
With Charlotte and Lexi, they came out, they're champs. That's good to see them come out on champs. They had to pay off the fact that their little chemistry is working, together. And even after the show, the post show, Charlotte dropped the F-bomb. So
they are friends. But
maybe.
So I'm just mesmerized by the fact that Charlotte can get cheered. In no way, shape, or form. I mean, Charlotte married a wrestler, they booed her. Charlotte divorced a wrestler, they booed her. Charlotte wrestled Becky, they booed her.
They booed her.
She wrestled an outsider, Ronda Rousey, they booed her. Charlotte can't get cheered. She would have to be a cheerleader herself to get a cheer. And even then, I feel like the fans would boo her.
You know what it is? It's a side of Charlotte that it's Ashley. We don't get to see Ashley. We see Charlotte. We see the queen, right?
Uh-huh.
I think this is Ashley without saying that it's Ashley, but you're also getting this playful persona where it's still like, hey, I'm digging, like, I'm gonna step in front of you, or my music's gonna play louder, or I'm gonna raise both belts and not give you one. Like it's still Charlotte being queen, but there's a little bit of an undertone. It's like, but here's Ashley kind of being playful, and I think that's what the fans are actually taking from this. It's like, hey, I've not seen this side of Charlotte before.
Yeah.
She's still being pushy. She's still being, throwing her weight around as the queen. But at the same time, it's like, oh, this is a whole nother persona.
Yeah, no, I'm not mad at it. But, I mean, she's got to keep that in there because inevitably there's going to be a breakup, right? I mean.
Yeah, and it's going to hurt, too, when it happens.
Yeah, let's talk about it, right? If there's one thing we do know about Charlotte is that she's going to have a breakup. Now, that's going to happen. So, I mean, let's talk about it. That's going to happen. So, we know somewhere down the road, these two will not still be friends and there will be a match and it'll be great. So, I like that they're understanding that and playing into it. And they didn't go all in on the KO, Chris Jericho, we're sugary sweet friends and all that. They're kind of like bitter friends or frenemies, I guess you would call them.
They are acquaintances with a cause.
There you go. Nothing wrong with that.
Workplace acquaintances.
Yeah, I've had some acquaintances in my life. I mean, sometimes you make a friend, there ain't no future in that, but there's a present, and you're like, you know what? That present ain't so bad right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and acquaintance you. Uh-huh.
So they come off as the winners for the tag belts, so that was cool. But let's talk about the match of the night. Let's talk about Gunther and Punk, and then the ruse of the century, as Michael Cole has called this one.
Absolutely. I mean, they were on AEW levels of fooling people like no one was fooled, right? Anybody who listens to this podcast already knew what was coming.
Y'all knew what was up.
I mean, because we made sure to prep y'all like, hey, don't get it twisted. We know this is coming.
But let's talk about the match itself first. Let's talk about Gunther versus Punk. Exactly what we thought it would be. Hard-hitting, very powerful coming from Gunther. Punk being the savvy, sneaky veteran trying to block the chops and everything else. Now, the first few moments of this match was clunky as hell.
Yeah, you could see the chemistry wasn't chemistry-ing, right?
It felt weird, and I don't know if that was because, Punk was, supposedly trying to throw Gunther off his game. Like, I couldn't really tell what was going on there. But by the mid of the match, it clicked, and you had Punk eating chops, and then Punk throwing chops, and Gunther busted Punk's chest open. So, I mean, by the mid of the match, it started hitting, and it seemed like, okay, cool. We're in a very, very good match.
Yeah. Well, they found a groove. I mean, a lot of times, it just ain't clicking right away, right? So you have to keep grinding and bumping and whatever the case may be to get smoothed out. But once you get those rough edges smoothed out between each other and get into that groove, hey, I mean, they're both pros. Neither one of them,
right.
This ain't either one of their first rodeo, right? They both have years and years of experience under their belt. So they know what they're doing out there. You just got to feel another guy out every now and again. And they felt each other out. They figured it out. And then it did turn into a good match. It turned into a very enjoyable match on a night that not every match was so enjoyable, right?
And it was a long match. I mean, but it wasn't a boring match. It got good. It got interesting. They definitely took a toll on each other. They battered each other down. You can kind of see it coming. And then, you saw a table spot to the outside where Gunther got up bleeding from his face. Obviously, the story is being told now. Gunther's going to be out indefinitely due to some reconstructive surgery he needs to have around some bones in his nose and face. But that's kind of, he had that going in. Yeah. It kind of set him up to go out for a while.
Yeah, so, and it works, right?
And it works.
It works. I mean, you have to. So speaking of cosmetic surgery, that reconstructive surgery, apparently Nikki Bella had a flop a couple weeks ago on Raw, and she'll also be needing one of those surgeries.
She'll be needing one of those, sir.
Yeah, no need to get any further into that. I just saw the parallels there, and I'm like, well, hell, if they get the right doctor, they can get a 2 for 1.
They can get 2 for 1 special.
Absolutely.
So Punk beats Gunther, gets the belt, looking like Shawn Michaels in the ring, winning his childhood dream, kissing the belt, crying, tears in his eyes.
Now, before you continue, let me ask you, why the hell ain't he just get his ass back in the back? Why do you have to sit there and gloat a la Drew McIntyre? Why do you have to just rub it into everybody? Why the hell didn't he hustle his ass to the back?
Very poignant, right?
Uh-huh.
It seemed very apropos given to what was about to happen.
Uh-huh.
So Punk is celebrating, tears in his eyes, and then all of a sudden, party down! And I mean, the house came unglued.
They did. Our seats didn't, because we were just kind of sitting there waiting.
We were waiting.
We were literally looking at our watches like, all right.
You go hit his music down in 3, 2, 1.
Exactly. I mean, because, and everybody around, get out of here. Seth's hurt. He can't wrestle. And I'm like, yeah, okay. Yeah. But moving on.
So, Eagle Eye viewers, everybody was like, is it a ruse? Is he working? Is he shooting? What is this injury that Seth had? Well, story to be told, he comes out on crutches, big leg brace around his knee, hobbling, and everybody thinks, he's just coming out to remind Punk, any given day, any given time, I'm going to cash this in.
Yep.
Starts walking to the back, stops for the pause, and then drops the crutches. Mm-hmm. And we're going, oh shit.
Yep.
Here we go.
And CM Punk, of course, is in the ring like, well, let me just get on to the back now. Let's get out of here.
No, he stood there.
Yeah, he stood there. He waited for it. So
waiting on it.
You know how they never want to say in a victim's mentality, you ask for it. I mean, he asked for it, right? Yeah, he asked for it, and he was victimized for it. So, although victimized, we'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that shortly.
A little later. That's Sunday night.
Yeah,
we'll get there.
So with Punk, looking like he's beaten and battered, and he's got this look on his face like, oh shit, are you kidding me for real? Like, is this really happening? Rollins gets in the ring, beats Punk down with the Money in the Bank briefcase, hands it to Jessica Carr, cashes in, hits the curb stomp for the 1-2-3 with Seth Rollins not only pulling off the heist of the century, but pulling off the ruse of the century. And he is now your new World Heavyweight Champ.
Yeah. And, and of course we say we called it all this up, but we're of course the most cynical wrestling fans on the planet.
Right.
Our job is to do these shows. So our job is to dissect and throw these opinions out. And obviously when some of it sticks, we get to gloat. When some of them miss, we have to eat crow. So this is one of those ones that stuck. So of course we're gloating like hell. We're like, hey, we called this. We knew it. WWE, give us that call. Put us on the book and commit.
We could have shielded season this. Of Unreal. I'm
saying we could have shielded this. That it wouldn't have been as obvious. Right. We had a different angle here, but we don't need to get into that because I think we've given them a little too much leeway on the taking and none of the giving. So I think we're going to wait on any more of those options and opinions for the giving to start, and then we'll start reciprocating. How about that?
So let's get to night 2. We got to talk about night 2. Night 2 was definitely the better of the 2 nights of the event. Night 2 started off fast, hot, and heavy between Rhea, Io Sky, and Naomi. It was definitely a good match. I prefer Rhea versus Io's match they had on Evolution more. I felt like there was more to that, more substance to that, but there was more story in that one, I thought, too. But in this one, you had the kind of the anticipation of, I don't know what's going to happen. I think we were split amongst ourselves. You thought that Rhea was going to get the belt, I think, and I thought Naomi was going to keep the belt. But at the same time, looking at it on paper, any 3 of them, one of them, I mean, they could have walked out with the belt. I thought the pacing of the match was good. The moves in the match was good. And I'm happy to see Naomi retaining because I do think that there's more on the table with Naomi as champion right now.
Well, yeah, I think we've said it a few times over the last few weeks. I mean, she's doing the best work of her career right now. She's never gotten this kind of opportunity to just go out there and do it. I mean, they've given her, she's been world champion before, things like that. But, the glow, and it used to be more about the entrance and all that. There wasn't a lot of character work. There definitely wasn't a lot of personality. It was just, hey, you can dance. You got glowy clothes. Great. Go do it. Right.
Right.
So I think now that we're able to see her explore her character, and the first week when she came out in the caution tape, and I advised you to proceed, I was like, okay, this is kind of corny or whatnot, but the more she works it into her language and the more it's better applies it, it's better. It's
better, yeah.
So, and of course, anything new is going to be awkward in the beginning because it's new and they're trying it out, but I feel like she's found it, and I don't see where this character stops at this point. Honestly, she's gotten through Rhea and Io twice now, I mean, essentially. So there's no booking saying that either one of them have to take her down. So I feel like there might have to be a new character introduced to rival her and let her get away from Io and Rhea for a while and actually do her own thing. So I'm excited to see where that goes.
I'm excited to see where that goes as well, because to me, you're right. I mean, she's eventually going to need a face that opposes her. She's eventually going to need her, like Roman and Seth, or Seth and Punk, or Cody and Roman. She's going to need that other person.
Yeah.
You need 2 to tango. Who are they going to set that up to be? It's been Jade for the longest time.
Yeah, but she's on the other show now.
She's on the other show.
Apparently not succeeding. But
so, well, yeah. But, I mean, that's a different story for a different time.
Yeah, it's Triple H booking. What can you expect?
What can you expect?
Once she wore the Kofi Kingston tribute outfit out there, Triple H was like, nope, can't do it. He couldn't even let Kofi enjoy the gimmick before he had to ruin that on live
Kofi
TV.
wound up in all black now, so
yeah, he ruined the whole Kofi gimmick. SOS, I mean, all that stuff. Triple H ruined all that with the whole accent joke one time. So I mean, when Jade wore the tribute outfit, Triple H was like, nope, changing the booking.
So Naomi is still your women's world champ, which is very cool. Another match that happened on night 2 was the 6 tag team TLC match.
Ooh,
car crash after car crash after car crash.
I said that going into it. I was like, damn, this is gonna be a train wreck here.
Yep.
It's gonna be one of those things that you can't stop looking at it. But I mean, there was so much activity, you didn't want to stop looking at it.
Right. And I mean, Candice LeRae. What a bump. What a bump.
Michael Cole.
What a bump you took.
Yeah.
Incredible ladder spot from Candice LeRae. Definitely the spot in the match of spots. I mean, that was a spot fest match. But you had
not AEW style spot fest though.
No,
like AEW, that's like spot monkey fest, right?
Right.
Had this tag team turmoil match turned into that, I would have hated it. I would have, because it doesn't look realistic. But I mean, the stuff they were doing it wasn't outlandish. It was just brutal. Nope. I mean, it made me think of the Edge and Christian and Hardy's and Dudley's match. It made me think of that to a T because they didn't do anything super outlandish. They just went out there and did what came to them, and it worked.
2 things from that match. First thing, Tommaso Ciampa. Bro, you got abs of steel to be able to hang upside down from that.
I mean, to be able to pull himself up. He was just hanging there. He pulled himself upside down.
At least a good 45 seconds to a minute, just hanging upside down above the ring.
Tommaso done work that pole sometime in his career,
had to,
right? I mean,
had to.
Because I've seen some ladies do that same move before. But, they pretty much had the same outfit on that Tommaso had on in the moment of doing it. But, I mean, they are solely trained for that. Tommaso trains to be a wrestler. But somewhere in there, I feel like he may have taken a class or two, right?
So, had all kinds of shenanigans going there. And look, if you need housework done, you need somebody to climb a ladder, Nathan Frazier's your guy. I ain't never seen nobody climb a ladder as fast as Nathan Frazier.
I mean, that joker was running up and down them like they were stairs.
Like I ain't never seen that before. It's just crazy. But you had some cool spots, some tables flying, chairs flying, all kinds of crap going on. But you had the Wyatt Six retaining the tag belts, which, okay.
Yeah, that could have been a night 1 thing. It actually would have been, the way the match ended, I'd have preferred having it on night 1 because it would have injected a spark into night 1 that I was anxiously looking for.
Right.
But yeah, the result of having the Wyatt Six come in as champions and leave as champions, I get it because they only won it 3 weeks ago. So if you're going to try something with them, you don't cut them off at the knees in 3 weeks, right? You got to let it play itself out. The only problem is I'm worried that group is played out.
Yeah, and that's a shame. But again, another topic for another day.
Yeah.
Let's continue to talk about night 2 of SummerSlam. We had Becky Lynch versus Lyra Valkyria for the Women's Intercontinental Belt. Way overbooked, overproduced match. With a very predictable ending. I was in my seat shouting, "Here comes Bayley!" And then right on time, there came Bayley.
Yeah, that one played to a T.
And I just, that. Now, don't get me wrong, them girls working. I mean, they put the work into that match.
It didn't like they went out there and phoned it in by any means.
But when your baby face is getting pseudo handcuffed and then comes out of the handcuff.
At that point, you just
midway through the match.
You don't
fix it. Which wrestling media, I got a bone to pick with y'all. Ain't not one of y'all mentioned that this whole damn entire week so far.
True, but I remember when it happened, and I told you, I said, are we just that cynical? Is this what we become now because we do this show?
No, it's the truth. It's the truth.
I mean, it happened, and it was very obvious. So
they should have just abandoned the spot when it happened.
That's exactly what they should have did. I know they were getting to the further along spots, so I get it. If you've planned out that much, but when something bad like that happens, you fix it a better way, right? You don't go under the ring and then magically come back out and
your hands are zip tied back together.
Right. You find a way to adjust better. You re-handcuff or you do something different. Of course, a couple matches later, we saw Jacob get handcuffed, and I'm like, wait, didn't we see this already? But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
But as far as it goes with Becky, that match, as good, bad, or indifferent as it was, that damn sure wasn't her highlight of the last 3 days.
No, that was not the highlight for Becky.
Becky did an interview on Raw that next night. Oh my God. Talk about a line dropper, mic dropper, line stopper. Oh, hell. As soon as that happened, I mean, the fans couldn't even believe it. You could look at the faces as they were floored.
Let's go ahead and talk about that spot.
Let's talk about it,
as Trick would say. So I'm sitting at home recovering from flight and jet lag, everything else. I'm all recovering and everything. And here comes Becky to talk. And I'm like, okay, they're setting up Becky's next opponent. And then here comes Nikki Bella. I looked over to my wife, and the only thing I said to my wife was, ugh, I'm not interested in this.
As far as matches go, this one ain't the one that's gonna get my damn sure ain't gonna get my $30. No. We'll get to that.
So I'm sitting there watching it, and I'm listening to him talk, and I'm about to fleet off into my phone into La La Land until this passes, and then all of a sudden I hear Becky utter the line "hot husband," and I'm like, okay, I think I know where this is going, but do they got enough balls to go there?
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, is she going to drop a line about Nikki and John? And then, sure enough, she
didn't drop a line about it. She dropped the line. Absolutely. She dropped the banger that everybody was quietly thinking, but not saying out loud.
You know what, though? Honestly, kudos to Nikki for being able to take this, because this is the second time that this has been brought up. One against John.
Yeah.
I can't remember who it was that dropped it. CM Punk dropped it against John, about hiring his ex.
Yeah.
And now Becky comes along dropping it against Nikki, talking about John and how she can't see him no more.
Yeah. I mean,
that was perfect.
Right. Before we gloss over it real quick and glaze Becky on doing it, because it was great. It was the lowest hanging fruit possible.
Oh, absolutely.
But because it's low hanging fruit doesn't mean that it ain't fresh.
No, you knew you were going to get there. Just win.
That lowest hanging fruit meant it was the ripest fruit, because that damn line was ripe and it was hot and it was ready. I said, God damn, I could have made a whole salad out of that. When I heard that, I said, holy hell.
And if you're going to kick off a feud between the two of them, you had to have that as your catalyst.
And now, because we saw Unreal and we saw the whole backstage between Tiffany and Charlotte, I'm 150% sure that line got passed.
That was scripted. Yeah,
where everyone knew it was coming.
Absolutely.
But you had to look at Nikki when it happened, because she tried to play into the crowd when it happened. And when the crowd wouldn't let off of the oh my gods, I think she started getting a little sweaty in there. She
did.
Because she was trying to raise up, and then all of a sudden you looked at her face and it was getting hella awkward in there. Where she was like, wait, they're still cheering at this. How much did they appreciate that line? And I'm sitting at home like, oh, girl, you're done. You're
at this point now.
Right, at this point now, the timer just went off. You've been in there for 400 for 35 minutes. You're cooked, fried, ready to serve.
Yep.
But she did. Unfortunately, I don't think she expected that. But yeah, that's today's WWE. I'm sorry, sweetheart. But let me say before we glance away from it, damn, she looked good out there when she heard it, though. I mean,
true, very true.
We ain't gonna tell me that she ain't a attractive lady. Let's put it like that.
That's true. All right, so let's get back to SummerSlam. The funniest match of both nights was AJ versus Dom. They both were paying tribute to Eddie Guerrero in this match. Very, very cool with AJ coming out in the lowrider with his son cosplaying as 8-year-old Dom. I mean, that was hilarious. But
the fact that Dom acknowledged it made it even better.
Beautiful.
In the post show when he said, "Is he cosplay Dom?" I'm like, oh hell, I hadn't even thought of that yet. Good Lord.
So you have both of them going that route. You had the chair spot where both of them were trying to pin the chair on the other one, a la Eddie Guerrero. You had the boot being slipped off and then being used to get the pinfall. Very, very cool tributes to Eddie from both guys. Very smart match. Very wrestling fan savvy match too, because they knew how to keep the fans interested.
Yeah, that was a smart match. That wasn't. For the lost and the confused, or the first time you watched it, you were like, well, I don't know, I don't get it, right? But those of us who are, especially everybody listening to this, y'all knew exactly what was happening from the lowrider spot to the tights to the moves throughout the match. You knew every bit of what was happening and appreciated it, right? Now, where they need to go, because it doesn't look like this feud is over, I feel like AJ needs to cosplay Ray next. Why not, right?
Why not?
I mean, go.
Hell, you got 3 guys running around as a grande Americano.
You're right. So, and AJ did a pretty damn good job of Eddie. So, I mean, it ain't like he got to go far to borrow some Rey Mysterio gear that he could run out there and do the match. It ain't like he got to work hella hard to do it. So, I would say let's double down on it. Let's see if we can catch lightning in a bottle one more time and let him cosplay Ray the next time he wrestles Dom.
I'm down for that. I'm down.
I feel like it's just fun. It's, at this point now, AJ's able to have fun. Let him enjoy it as much as possible, right?
Yep. All right, let's talk about the match of the weekend, the match of the night. Maybe in the conversation, match of the year.
Tiffany and Jade?
No.
Oh.
No, I'm talking about Cody and John.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this match. This match might go down as being one of John Cena's best matches.
Yeah, as far as story goes, I mean, it was up there with his program with The Rock.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's saying a lot, especially because John had to now take that Rock role.
Yep.
Instead of being the Cody guy, instead of being the guy that was ready to take the torch and run with it, it was John's turn to pass it.
The torch.
And I mean, he did it in a classy fashion, right? Going into it, obviously we recorded before the whole face turn last week, so we didn't really get a chance to talk about John abandoning the whole heel gimmick going into this match, and we didn't get a chance to speculate on, is it for real? Is it for play? Is it for fake? Obviously, we understand it now, but going in the match, I think everybody had bought into, oh, this is going to be on some bullshit here. There's no way he's going to, flip-flop and then be a good guy and play it through. He's going to heel on him. This is what John's been doing since Mania. He lulls you in with the good guy thing, and then he heels on you. So the fact that he didn't. I think that was the shock that everybody was looking for before they got what they really got at the end.
The psychology of the match was great because it was a street fight, so anything goes.
Yeah.
But you saw John use things, but obviously his weapon of choice has always been the belt since turning heel. But who was the one to grab the belt?
Yep, that was Cody.
But
I think they shrouded all of that under that street fight guys, so now you don't think so much about it. You're not picking it apart. You're not dissecting it apart like you would otherwise, because, hey, it's a street fight. Anything goes. You got to pull out all the stops if you want to be the guy, right?
Yep, and pull out all the stops they did. They battled with weapons, battled through the crowd. Cody loosening the bottom turnbuckle, using the turnbuckle as a weapon, choking out with ropes. John tried to choke Cody out with a rope, a la Hangman versus John Moxley. I mean, they went to town, and what a story they told. I mean, 35 minutes plus in this match, both guys giving it everything they had, table spots. The only thing you didn't have was somebody getting busted open.
Well, I think they had enough of that with Gunther the day before. Right. So, and I don't think they intended for it to be the way it was. So I think after that, they're like, well, we've done enough.
Yeah, we had enough blood for one PG show.
Need not do any more for that. So, I think at that point, they just went away from it. But as Gorilla Monsoon would say, you hit him with everything but the kitchen sink out there, right?
And if the kitchen sink would have been out there, they'd have used it too.
If they could have found a way to get that thing out there, they'd have incorporated that in there too. But, I mean, to be able to go out there, go that long, do that much stuff, and then Cody essentially to go over clean, there is no better way to pass that torch. I mean,
and
it's the fairest way. It's the best way. It's the most true to the game way.
And you could tell, like, the fans. Now, Cody even kind of acknowledged going into this, he might be the away team here. And it was cool for Cody to be able to acknowledge that. But everybody was like, well, why were the fans booing Cody? Because they were supposed to. That was the point.
Because they were cheering
They were cheering John Cena. They were cheering John Cena. So, I mean, did this hurt Cody in any aspect, shape, or form? As a Cody fan, I'm sitting here looking it through my eyes going, man, does that make me dislike Cody? No. I mean, Cody, we've seen Cody be edgy anyway. We've seen Cody use stairs and we've seen Cody gloat over a fallen comrade. I mean, he's sitting there standing on the announce table gloating about winning the championship, from Kevin Owens and Kevin bleeding on a ladder. I mean, so we've seen Cody kind of be sinister in a way, but at the same time, it was two baby faces in there tearing it up. So at the end of the day, though, when you had Cody getting his hand raised, you had John come to the middle of the ring, they're acknowledging. And of course, if you're a lip reader, you could read, Cody telling John, thank you. Thank you for everything.
I'm sorry. I
love you. I was waiting on that spot too, and it never came. Damn it. Because Cody had the turbo. But anyhow, I digress. But John in the corner looking at Cody going, man, I gave you everything I had, kid.
Yeah.
This was it. You beat me. You bested me. Fantastic storytelling, fantastic match, fantastic way to go off the air as well.
Absolutely.
So you got Cody walking out with the belt, giving John his flowers, giving him his spotlight in the middle of the ring to let John kind of soak it up and enjoy it.
Yep. And at this point, this wasn't even it's so telling that it was so obvious something was happening.
Right.
Because, let's be honest, that's John Cena's last SummerSlam ever.
Right.
This is what you would expect. It's what happened at Mania.
Yep.
It's what's going to happen every time John closes a pay-per-view at this point, no matter where he goes, no matter what he's doing. If John's closing a pay-per-view, he's going to get that last stand in the ring where he gets to acknowledge the fans get to acknowledge it.
Yep.
Even as a heel, he was doing it. I mean, he would get, when he was going to be the closer, he got his flowers while he was there.
Right.
It's the thing. So it wasn't obvious. It wasn't, oh my God, what's coming? If you looked at the crowd in there, nobody was looking at the back at that point. They were looking at John.
All eyes were on John. All eyes were on John, and it's where it was supposed to be. But, us being savvy fans, you kind of wonder, like, what's going to happen?
What did I tell you going into it? I'm like, SummerSlam is the home of huge returns. Right? Like huge returns. They don't half-ass you're not going to get, I've been injured for 2 weeks and now I'm coming back. It ain't going to be that. It's going to be Seth Rollins, who we thought was going to be out for a year. It's going to be Roman Reigns, who has been gone from C19 for 8 months. It's that kind of stuff, right? It's not what the hell we got typically, but if you're going to shock us, shock the hell out of us.
So obviously the wrestling world knows by now that John was in the ring.
Oh, hell, the non-wrestling world
knows by now. I mean, John's in the ring and all of a sudden Brock Lesnar's music hits. Ooh. And Brock the Beast incarnate. I mean, the alpha male of our species.
He ain't even on the video game. How the hell did he get in the ring?
You stop that man. You stop him.
True
you
enough,
stop him.
Yeah, so I guess if he decided he was getting in the ring, that was pretty much the end of that conversation.
So we're sitting here, we're watching this unfold and listening to the playback after we got home. Michael Cole even sitting there going, holy shit. I mean, Michael Cole's beside himself. Wade Barrett don't know what to believe. The crowd didn't know what to believe because honestly, all of us in the crowd were going, well, if anybody's coming and it's going to be a big name, it's The Rock. Everybody was waiting on the, if you smell, everybody,
thinking we were all if waiting. Something's going to happen, that's the only way.
That was the thing. But no, Brock Lesnar comes down to the ring looking like only Brock Lesnar can look. Just
Mount Rock himself.
Just a mountain of a man. I mean, just crazy big. Come out there, gets in the ring. John Cena doesn't run away. John Cena doesn't shy. John Cena pulls that armband up, squares up, and he's ready to roll for that second match. Unfortunately, he wasn't ready for that F5.
Yeah, so if you flash back throughout the years, and I'm sure they'll get into it at SummerSlam, at SmackDown on Friday, but if you scan back through the years, John has never shied away when Brock's returned, and Brock's made a few big returns against John Cena.
Yep.
And John always stands his ground, and John always gets dropped.
Always.
It never goes any other way, right? There's no instance where John says, "You know what? I'm gonna hold steady. I'm a hold steadfast. I'm a stand my ground and don't get put down by the end of it." It happens every time.
Yep.
And true to form, it happened this time because John took a hell of an F5 on the way out, and then he got to lay there as he watched the end of SummerSlam happen.
Now I know
looking at the lights.
I know we late in the show, and I know we may be going a little long today. We got a little bit more to talk about, but I got to talk about something real quick. We got to talk about why is Brock Lesnar here? Why now? Why John? Like why? The only thing I can think of Yeah, John's maybe got 12, 13 more appearances left, according to the count that everybody's talking about. And nobody knows what the accurate count is, to be honest with you.
Track of that.
Everybody's lost track of it. But everybody's trying to figure out, why now? Why is Brock back for John now? Is this John Cena's final opponent? Could we be looking at the end? This is the guy that's going to send John Cena down the road. Could this be it?
He's the guy that sent the Undertaker's winning streak down the road.
He is.
Brock has broken a lot of men's. He made Hulk Hogan tap at one point in time. God rest his soul. Right. He made a lot of different men. He made Stone Cold Steve Austin quit.
Yep.
Stone Cold said, "Wait, I gotta take the fall to Brock."
I'm going home.
He took his ball and went home and said, "F it, I'm out of here completely." Brock has done this to a lot of people, right? He sent the Rock home once upon a time. When back in 2004, when Rock was the champion at a SummerSlam, he wrestled Brock Lesnar, and then we didn't see Rock for a few years after the end of that match. This ain't nothing new for Brock Lesnar to send legends, to send goats, to send all the words that you can think of, to send their asses packing. This ain't new to him, and I think this is what his assignment is this time.
I think it is. I don't know, I don't know if you're going to get a best of 3 between John and Brock, in this series. I don't know if you get a match and then you get the return match, just like, Shawn and Taker. Shawn and Taker's 2 at Mania was the match, and then it was the I needed my get back match. Yeah. But the get back was with the stipulation of is if you don't get your get back, you got to retire.
Yeah.
So is that what this is? I don't think so.
Hopefully not, right?
I don't think we can get the retirement
match. Yeah, we
know John's gone anyway, right?
Unless he takes Brock with him. That's the only way you swing a retirement match is you let John win.
Here's what I think maybe we get. I do think maybe we get 2 matches. I do think we get the first match between Brock and John as the beatdown. He's going to get taken again. He was the first entrant to Suplex City. He might be the next entrant to Suplex City. I think he's a permanent resident at this point. But I think maybe you get that, and then maybe you get the John Cena coming back, very few appearances left, unhinged, trying like mad to kill Brock Lesnar with everything under the sun. Cody being the guy going, John, this ain't it. John, don't do it. John, you go out with your health. Go out good. Don't. You seen what Brock done did to you. Why are you trying to do this again? I don't know if you put John over Brock in John's last match. I don't know how it comes all the way full circle. I just feel like, though, this is John's swan song opponent. I feel like this is it.
So it's the Holy Grail, right?
Right.
Triple H said no less than he gave John Cena carte blanche on, what do you want to do? What points are you trying to hit? And we're going to do our best to get everybody we can on your wish list. There's nobody bigger on his wish list that he can get.
Because it don't need to be Cody again. You just saw him pass the torch.
We saw enough of that. So
and if it's not
you
Cody,
don't go back to that.
And I don't think Roman. Let's go ahead and talk about Raw for a minute with Roman. Roman's focus is not John Cena right now.
Yeah, Roman's going to be busy.
He's busy. So, he's focusing on Seth with everything that's going on in Seth's little world. So,
plus, they're on different shows.
If
you notice, they're making sure they orbit away from each other, which is smart. You got to keep those guys because otherwise, if they're on the same show, people are inevitably going to call for it. We want to see Roman put down John Cena. We want to see Roman send John Cena.
And if it's not Brock, the only other person that it could be is the final boss.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's the only other person that it can be.
And if you do that, then, basically Rock gets his lick back from, 12 years ago or whatever in the case may
Gets
be.
his lick back, plus he gets to put that whole, you going to come out here and badmouth me and said I forsake you?
Yeah, well, and that he failed him. John was his champion. That was his benchmark champion, and he failed him. So there's story there, but I don't think it's more intriguing than Brock Lesnar. Yeah. I think if you're, out of weighing the two, both are great damn options, right? Great damn options. But I've told you this before, and we're never going to get on the same page on this, but I told you during the pay-per-view I'm going to bring it up, so I'm making sure to bring it up. Rock ain't coming back for these small ass pay-per-views. It's not gonna happen. These Clash at the Castles and nonsense, like Rock ain't wrestling at those.
So it's San Diego, it's Survivor Series then, huh?
Yeah, now he could wrestle at something like that, but I don't see Brock Lesnar coming back to wrestle at anything less than Survivor Series.
Only a handful of dates left.
Exactly.
They got to get it in somewhere.
Right, but you got a lot of story to tell. I mean, we only opened the door to this story on Sunday. We got a lot of story to tell. And we know one thing about Brock Lesnar. He don't sign up to work a lot of dates.
No.
He signs up to make an impact in the least amount of visits possible.
So that's SummerSlam in a nutshell. I know we're going a little bit long today, but we were going to talk about Raw. I mean, Raw is kind of getting to the point now where you kind of see what's happening with Seth. Seth's got a lot of people gunning for him.
Yeah.
You got LA Knight who's mad. You got CM Punk who is viciously mad.
Yep.
You got Roman who is insane.
If Roman loses another pair of shoes, I'm gonna have him beat on as far as the shoe collection.
He's coming out the next game with flip flops. Ain't nobody
right? Yeah, right.
I'd
be wearing some slides out there. Look, you might take the rest of you take the socks next.
Where do I think this is going? This is War Games.
Oh yeah.
Roman's gonna build his team. Seth's gonna build his team.
Absolutely.
That's where
you're already putting the pieces in order. I mean, you've already got a 3-on-3.
Yep.
All you really need to do is find one more guy, maybe two, depending on how you want to swing it.
Yep.
And make it happen. I mean, we're good to go. We're ready.
Yeah.
But what I'm afraid of is where it's going to go. It's going to go to $30 a month. That's what I'm afraid of.
Yeah, we got to talk about this. Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun.
Yeah, we ain't letting this go.
We got to talk about this. So ESPN and WWE had announced at 6 a.m. this morning that WWE will now show exclusively PLEs in the U.S. market. PPVs in the U.S. market on the new ESPN direct-to-consumer channel app, whatever you want to call it, beginning in 2026, leaving Peacock behind after, 5 years? Something like that. Yeah. So
leaving $5 a month Peacock behind, you motherfucker.
So here's the thoughts that are swirling around right now about all of this. Everybody is hearing $30 a month. That's what ESPN is going to charge for this app. Now, granted, $30 a month on ESPN, you're going to get the ESPN Plus content. You're going to get everything that ESPN likes to throw at you. But also, you're getting the ACC network, SEC network. There's a whole bunch of stuff that is wrapped up into this deal with ESPN's new service. But the news that we're most concerned about is the new PPV model that is or isn't going to happen with this new streaming service. Some people are reading this as, hey, I'm going to have to pay $30 a month for this ESPN app, and I'm going to have to do this to watch my WWE pay-per-views from now on.
Yeah.
Some people are saying, well, as long as you have a TV subscription, whether it be YouTube TV, Direct TV, what have you, Spectrum, whatnot, you're going to be able to log into this ESPN app and get all the content. And then some people are saying, well, yeah, you're going to get all the content. That's true, but you're still going to have to pay $30 a month on top of that if you want the WWE pay-per-view. A lot of uncertainty about how all this is shaking out, and nobody's really coming forth to give clarity.
No, because right now, I mean, they're probably trending number one at this point. They this is making...
Not to mention, while we're talking about trending, what else did ESPN just purchase? Them freakers just purchased the television rights to the NFL and the NFL Network and the NFL Red Zone.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of money floating around out there. I mean,
ESPN just gobbled up the NFL and the WWE within a 24-hour time span.
Speaking of Red Zone, apparently Stephen A. Smith and Pat McAfee are going to be hosting the Red Zone show. And if there's two guys on ESPN that have wrestling ties at all,
yeah, those two are the guys.
So I wouldn't be surprised if you see those two guys working somewhere around the WWE world too.
Either which way it goes. As of 2014, WWE introduced a model for pay-per-views by which you could purchase the WWE network for $9.99 a month.
Uh-huh.
Every wrestler under the sun was waving that banner, $9.99 a month.
Uh-huh.
Every time you had Raw talked about $9.99 a month.
Yep, it was huge.
It was huge. It was first of its kind, brilliant idea. And over the years, they built out some really good content on the WWE Network, and I happily paid my $9.99 a month.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't sign up fast enough when they introduced it because prior to that, I was paying $70 a month for a pay-per-view, which for all you young people out there that think this $30 a month is abysmal and it's ridiculous. I mean, there was a time where we were paying $20 for an In Your House, and then 3 weeks later, you're paying $40 for a pay-per-view. Then it worked its way up to monthly pay-per-views that increased in price from $39 to $49 to $59 to $69 to $79 to $99 a month for WrestleMania. I mean, so there is precedence for this, right? It's not like we haven't paid a hell of a lot of money for pay-per-views in the past, but the problem is you don't give us the respite from it and say, okay, well, we know you're struggling. We're going to give it to you for $9.99, and then 10 years later say, all right, F it, we're back to $30 a month.
Now, here's the difference. 2014, it was WWE. 2025, it is TKO.
Yeah, TKO's posting a lot of losses out there in the world right now.
This is not your granddaddy's WWE.
TKO's finances don't look the cleanest of all. So, I mean, granted, now when you pay a buttload of money for WWE and a buttload more money for UFC and all, yeah, it's going to start getting funky, and you are going to have to start making ways to make more money. But let's be honest. I mean, we did a show not too long ago talking about the price of tickets and how that's starting to price out certain people.
Right.
Fans are losing out on that. Well, now you do this, and and we say, oh, well, it's $30 a month. Let's be honest, right? $30 a month ain't breaking nobody, right? I mean, let's call a spade. But when you start adding $30 a month plus, now I need to find a way to get the CW. Okay, so that means I got to get local channels. So I'm paying probably $10 a month to get my local channels, right? Well, I got to find a way to watch USA. I got to watch SmackDown. Or, I got to watch, I got to watch SmackDown. Well, now you need some kind of TV service because USA doesn't broadcast independently. So now you got to go get a YouTube TV or you got to go get something. Those are running $60, $70, $80 a month. So you add that, you got to get Netflix because you want to watch Raw. You can't get away from that. That's running probably $20 a month on average. So right now, you're already talking about $130 a month just for 3 services to watch different wrestling platforms. Well, hell, that's what the whole purpose of cutting the cord was, to get away from 130, 150, whatever the case may be, monthly internet or monthly television bills. Well, hell, now we're right back there. And I mean, nobody only has Netflix, ESPN Plus, and damn USA, right? You've got other ones. Right. There's Hulu, there's Peacock, there's blah, 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 blah. So, I mean, now you're still right back where you started from, paying $160, $170 a month to watch all this wrestling content. And in a economy that's not necessarily the strongest and the most stable, I'm not 100% sure this was the best time to introduce something like this, but we've got 4 months left to get feedback and see what happens. So
obviously there's workarounds. There's a way to get rounds.
Yeah, nothing that we're going to address.
Yeah, we're not going to point these out, but
I advise you get on your Google machine.
Yeah, there's ways, but sure as the world, if they don't recoup their money, the get rounds and the workarounds, they're going to stop working too. They're going to shut down.
Uh-huh.
So they're going to get their money one way or the other. And look, here's the thing. All of us that bought into this cutting the cord thing many, many years ago, when it first happened, it was a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
But just like anything in life, when it's a beautiful thing, somebody's going to come along and bastardize it eventually.
Absolutely. I mean,
and that's what's happened to streaming services.
This country is based on capitalism. So if everybody's happy, oh hell, they're a little too happy. We got to get some of that. We got to get some of that joy and happiness in our lives.
But here's what's going to happen though eventually, I believe. Okay? I believe the WWE had it right the first go round. Why do you need a middleman?
Yeah.
Why not just go straight to the consumer? They developed the WWE network. Now, we know why they sold it. They needed money too, just like everybody else. They wanted to capitalize on something, sold it to Peacock, and Bob's your uncle, and we got what we got today.
Yeah.
But I think eventually, look, this is not new with what's happening in the world of sports. The only reason why there's two reasons why to carry live TV anymore. It's either for sports or it's for news.
Yeah.
Those are 1 and 2. I think sports, the middleman will eventually get cut out. I really do. I think you're going to see the NFL eventually go, why am I charging this, that, and the other going through the middleman? Why don't I just charge, $49.99 a month and NFL All Access Pass on our apps and way we do things? I think you're going to get to there eventually, but I think you're going to have to see these cable companies and people like Spectrum and Comcast and stuff like that straight up abandon the platform. That's the only way that this can really happen. Otherwise, the FCC is going to mandate it to go through local channels and stuff like that. And I mean, even local channels are getting bastardized these days, where you got, even in our home market of Charlotte, you got WCNC is being forced off the air and having to develop their app just because they want to monetize free over the air streaming.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff that I could go into, techie background. I've researched a lot of this stuff. It interests me. But at the same time, as a fan, it pisses you off.
Yeah, so I mean, and I hear that take. Unfortunately, I disagree. On the side of the reason that they go through the middleman is because, let's say, when they had the WWE Network, right, $9.99 a month, $10, right? Well, they would get, I don't know, let's say 3 million people that would watch the pay-per-view, right? And that's a hell of a high number. That's WrestleMania-esque numbers. Well, you times $10 a month for that. That's $30 million you garnered in revenue to watch that pay-per-view.
One event.
Right. For one event, you got $30 million. But when you got Peacock or Netflix or whoever offering you $1 billion for 10 years, that's $100 million a year.
You're going to do it.
You're going to take the $1 billion up front because you can do a lot of things with that $1 billion that you don't have to slowly wait for it to trickle in. You got it in cash right now. Well, I could invest it. I could put it here. I could buy more talent. I could get more TV time elsewhere. I can do a lot of stuff if I got $1 billion in my hand. I can't do it if I got to wait 10 years for it, though. So I get it why they go through the middleman. But, yeah, I feel like essentially the middleman's going to work itself out, and it's going to become direct-to-consumer platform no matter what.
Yep. All right, so we've talked about a lot. We've talked about a lot, and we didn't talk about everything. So we could keep talking, but we'll go ahead and
good days.
We'll go ahead and drop it for this week. Thank you for listening to our show today. Reach out on our social media platforms. Tell us your thoughts on SummerSlam. Tell us your thoughts on this whole ESPN streaming for the WWE. Is it going to be a good thing, bad thing? Should we just wait it out, or just want to bitch, moan, and complain and get it on now? I mean, that's what we do. All right. So with that, everybody, thank you for listening to today's episode, and we bid you adieu.
Peace. And you already know they can call me Patch the Pirate on that.
Today's podcast was produced by SBP. You can find our podcast on all major podcast platforms. Also, connect with us on our social media accounts. Search for The Bookers Alliance on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and X.